This bike belongs to my son now.
Funny, this is my bike. That's not possible.
Imagine this. You move into a new neighborhood, hoping for quiet mornings, friendly nods, and a life finally lived on your own terms. Charles Mitchell had imagined exactly that. A man in his early 30s, disciplined and ambitious, he had worked for years to save every dollar for a home of his own. Falcon Crest was supposed to be a fresh start, a place to breathe. But peace didn't exist here. On his first afternoon, a lanky teenage boy strutted up the driveway. Chris Harrison, confident and entitled, pointed at Charles's matte black motorcycle. "That bike is mine," Chris declared, smug and certain. Before Charles could react, a shadow fell over the scene. Lily Harrison, mother, Falcon Crest HOA president, and a woman whose name carried fear, stepped forward. Sunglasses on, chin lifted, presence radiating control. "You heard my son," she said coldly. "That bike isn't appropriate. Hand it over or face consequences you'll regret." Charles noticed the glint in her eye, a confidence that hid a desperate need to control. Something in her demeanor whispered, power is her weapon, but it can also be her undoing. Falcon Crest wasn't giving peace. It was testing Charles. If you're loving this story so far, hit that like button, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to see how Charles handles this tense situation. Charles stood firm, watching Chris smirk and Lily's icy gaze scan the driveway. He wanted to yell, to assert himself, but he didn't. Calm and measured had always been his strength. Losing it now would only feed their arrogance. Chris leaned in. "Come on, old man. You really think anyone here respects you? My mom will make sure you regret this." Charles took a steady breath. "This is my home. That bike is mine. I earned it." Lily's cold smile didn't waver. "Earned it? Falcon Crest isn't about money. It's about standards. That bike doesn't fit." The words stung, and Charles noticed the neighbor's eyes on him, some curious, some hesitant. He also noticed small cracks in Lily's armor, the tension in her shoulders, the way she tapped her paperwork nervously while Chris wasn't looking. Her perfection wasn't flawless. Her control had limits. While she tried to intimidate him, Charles quietly observed, taking note of her patterns, her overreach, and the excessive rules she twisted for her benefit. Every action, every threat, he documented it mentally, preparing for the day the truth would surface. This wasn't just a dispute over a bike. It was a moral test. Stay patient, stay dignified, and prove that integrity outweighs fear. Charles knew the right moment would come. The question was, when? If you're rooting for Charles, hit that like button, comment how you would handle this, and subscribe to see how his patience pays off when the tables turn. Days passed and Falcon Crest didn't slow down to welcome Charles. Every morning felt like walking into a neighborhood battlefield. But while Lily wielded rules like weapons, Charles noticed the cracks behind her carefully crafted armor. It started with a neighbor, Mrs. Donnelly, an elderly woman who had lived on the street for decades. Leaning over her fence one morning, she whispered, "Watch the Harrison family. They look powerful, but everyone has a weakness." Curious, Charles observed. Chris, so cocky in public, had brief moments of hesitation, quick glances at his mother, a flicker of doubt when her attention wasn't on him. And Lily, despite her icy confidence, revealed small vulnerabilities, shaking hands while reviewing fines, anxious glances when neighbors questioned her authority, and a desperate need to maintain her perfect image at all costs. One afternoon, while cleaning the driveway, Charles spotted a small, telling detail. A package with a motorcycle logo identical to his bike being delivered to the Harrisons' home. His intuition clicked. The evidence of her overreach and abuse was real. The neighborhood whispers were not exaggerated. He realized the truth. Lily's power depended on fear and deception, and those cracks could eventually expose her. If handled carefully, justice could be served, not through force, but through law and the community noticing the abuse. For the first time, Charles felt hope. The battle hadn't been lost. The right moment was coming. And when it did, it wouldn't just be a personal victory. It would be a public reckoning. If you're seeing what I see, smash that like button, leave a comment on what you think Charles will do next, and subscribe so you don't miss the ultimate showdown. That bike stays with me. Chris froze. Lily's sunglasses couldn't hide the flicker of panic in her eyes. Charles didn't flinch. Calm, collected, he held the stack of papers that exposed every selective fine, every fabricated rule, every threat she had made. "You've been abusing your power, Lily," Charles said firmly. "Harassment, intimidation, trying to take what doesn't belong to you. The police are on their way." Chris stumbled back. "Mom, What are you? Before she could react, sirens cut through the afternoon calm. Neighbors peeked from behind curtains and fences. The woman who had ruled Falcon Crest with fear now faced consequences she hadn't imagined. Two officers arrived swiftly. One read her rights, the other guided her to the squad car. Chris watched, stunned, as his mother, the untouchable queen of intimidation, was handcuffed for trying to steal someone else's property. Charles exhaled, a quiet smile spreading across his face. Peace wasn't just reclaimed, it was enforced with justice. The neighborhood, once silenced by fear, now saw the truth. Arrogance has limits, and integrity always wins. Riding through Falcon Crest, wind on his face, Charles felt something deeper. When you stand firm, even the most oppressive forces crumble, and justice finds its way. If you loved seeing Charles not just defend himself, but see justice served, smash that like button, comment your favorite moment, and subscribe for more thrilling stories. Share this with someone who loves epic comebacks, and thank you for supporting the channel. More exciting tales are coming your way.